Hello there. In this little video, I'm going to show you how to use the Zoom cloud storage for your archived classes. We're having some issues with uploading content directly to the final site portal pages, so we're going to go with the cloud storage approach to archiving and curating your classes. We purchased extra storage for people, so hopefully we won't run into issues with being able to store stuff in the cloud. So here's what you need to do. First thing you need to do is go to your account, go to zoom.us, go to your account, make sure that the recording settings are turned on and everything is the way you want it. So if I go to account, if I go down to my settings and look in the recording tab, first thing, local recording. So since we're going to go with the cloud-based, I'm going to even turn this off so that it's not going to even give me that option, so that it's by default going to be cloud-based recording of my classes. If we get to a point where we can upload the files, maybe I'll turn that back on. In the cloud recording, right, a couple things. I'm going to record the gallery view with the shared screen so that everybody can see. You can take a look at that when someone is sharing their screen. The active speaker is going to be shown on the right hand side. If I want to record, I don't need an audio only file. Save the chat messages. I may want to use that if we're doing work in the chat window during class. Add a timestamp, don't need that. Thumbnails when sharing, whatever, any of that, that's fine. So I'm going to click save on those. Right, automatic recording is not on. I would prefer not to have that on, just because if everyone is there for class, there's no need to record the class automatically. I do need to remember at the beginning of class if I do want to record the class, but I don't think it's necessary to have it on automatic. So make sure you have those settings all set for your Zoom account, and then you should be good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start a meeting, show you what this will look like. So when I'm connecting here, joining, right? All right, so when I want to start the recording, down here on the bottom there's a button, click, and notice it's starting to go to the cloud automatically because I turned off the local option. If you had both of them there, you would have a pull down in here and you'd decide which location you want to store it. So right now it is recording. You can see that because of the indication up in the upper right hand corner here. Although there's no one in this meeting, I'm going to let it go for a few seconds and then stop, and you will see what happens. So if I stop the recording, right, after stopping, I'm going to get a notification when it's ready. All right, so I'm going to stop recording. I'm actually going to end this meeting, right, end the meeting for everybody. So I say, well, what's happened here? In the meantime, what is going on is that it is creating those files in my account, place to find those, right? If you back to your zoom.us to your profile, if we go to recordings, right, you're going to see that right now it is processing this recording, right, because that's the one we just made, and it's making it available in the cloud. So there is a little bit of a turnaround time. You're going to have to wait. You will get an email to let you know when it is actually done processing. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you, since I have another one that's recorded here, what we're going to want to do with that recording, how we can share them with our classes. So first I'm going to click over to my portal here. I say I have created, and I've encouraged people to create a folder in their resources where you will have a place you're going to curate, right, archive of the Zoom classes. And students can get there that way. Or if they click on the resources tab, I've created a folder in my resources for an archive of the Zoom classes. Just heard my email. I bet that's a link saying it's ready. All right. So if I'm going to upload that class, I'm going to put it in here. So first thing I want to do is get the link to it, because we're not going to be uploading the whole file. So if I go back to this recordings page, I bet if I refresh this, it's going to say that it is processed. Indeed it is. So here's the meeting I just had. So what we want to do is we want to share this, right? If you click on more here, you could download the file directly yourself later on if you needed it. Right? If I go to share, right, first of all, it's got some settings here. Share publicly is fine. Allow the viewers to download or not if you don't want the kids to be able to download it. I think it's probably good in case the students want to watch it again later. I would not have registration required. This would require people to sign up with an email address and all that. Again, because we're going to be doing all of the posting behind a password protected area, I don't think you need to add the password protection, right? So then you could copy this whole thing to the clipboard, right, and paste that in an email or send it to your class. But I'm going to show you, I think that copying it right here is a little bit onerous for people. So if I am on this meeting, right, and I go to the link for that recording, it's going to bring me here, and again, where I could download it. But the nice thing here is I can just copy the shareable link, and it's going to take the settings that I just put in there. So I'm going to just copy that, and just by clicking on it. So now what I'm going to do is go back to my portal page, and I'm going to add a resource to this folder that is the archive of the Zoom classes. All right, so I'm going to add a resource. This is class from March 28th. Again, come up with a way to label them so that it's going to be easiest for the students to find the various files if they're missing something. Make sure it's in the right folder. And again, we can just paste the link now. So when I click down here on a Mac, it's Command V to paste the link. If you're on a PC, it's something different. I'm not sure offhand. Now when I click Save Resource, it is going to add that link. Right, so there it is. We've added the archive to that. So if a student clicks on this, watch what happens. It will bring them to the page where they can play that video of the class. It's starting to go to the cloud so automatically because I turned off. Right. Pretty straightforward if they want to download it. If I had had a chat window up during that and there was text in there, there would be a different file option. You could download the text file of the chat window. Right, but that is basically how you're going to add and curate those resources to your portal using the cloud storage from Zoom. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to give you a hand. Thanks.